Hello. Okay, this video is about about the concept of the fire, water, air, and earth, fire magic, water magic, air magic, and earth magic. Okay, so the tetragram, which is YHWH, pronounced Yahweh, which for short is Jah. So the deity Jah means fire, water, air, and earth. And those are within. So in witchcraft we know that all gods are made by the hand of man, in all of them, even the concepts of Jah. But what you're doing is you're creating a spiritual language. So it doesn't mean like the deity or the god is created by the hand of man, but it's a tool or a language that represents something that's real. So it's not. So it's accurate to say God's real, but also to say that you made God at the same time. But you didn't really make God, but yet you really did, because Jah is something on the other side of the abyss beyond our comprehension, going up into the negative veils. So Yahweh, so the numbers 1, 2, and 3 are on the other side of the abyss, and the number 4 is the first one that crosses the abyss. So the name of Jah, Yahweh, has 4 letters, because the fourth one, which is the earth element, is the first attempt to describe what's on the other side of the abyss, and then we take it from there. We go from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10. So it's an archetype. It's way up there, but yet it's still created. It's still from this side of the abyss. So, but then the numbers 1, 2, and 3 represent things on the other side of the abyss. We're still assigning tools and language to things that's beyond our comprehension that are also real, but because of our limited capacity to be accurate about that, it's also created by the hand of us. So with Yahweh, the tetragram, YHWH, tetragrammation means to pronounce the tetragram. So the tetragram is YHWH, Yod Che Vau Che. The tetragrammation is Yahweh. It's the pronunciation of it, and the belief is nobody actually knows how to pronounce it correctly. Perhaps it's better to say it's Yod Che Vau Che, than Yahweh. But most scholars say it probably is pronounced Yahweh. So fire, water, air, and earth. So you might, if you watch the next videos, this video belongs to the playlist on the Yah and Sui faith. I've already gone over who God is, what the name of God is. I've already gone over pretty much everything I just said. But the next videos, there's one on fire magic, there's one on water magic, a whole video on each magic, of what's called the elements, the elemental signs. So it's going to be a witch talking about all these different correspondences to fire, like the fire magic one should be saying, you can use the lava rock, and you can use crystals, and you can use this and this and this that correspond to fire. You can use a candle, which would be the more typical one, So what she's really doing is she's talking about correspondences. So one of the sacred books of the Yah and Sui is the book called The Complete Guide to the Kabbalah by Will Parfit. And in that, it has in the back just lists and lists of traditional correspondences, like animal correspondences, not just for 1, 2, 3, 4, YHWH, whose numbers corresponding are 1, 2, 3, 4, but the planets, the animals, the colors, the subject matter, just like a whole bunch of things. In witchcraft, you just keep corresponding more and more stuff to those things, Yeah, because maybe you're dealing with that, So then, if you're doing a certain kind of healing, and you want to use a fire magic technique, or a water magic technique for that, maybe you want to put something behind you, so you write on the paper that thing, and then you throw it in a magic fire, and it burns, and as it burns up, then that thing is erased, and you can get it, and that has magic ability to help you get over it, and move on in your life or something like that. So each one has, like water magic is usually more like, like seeing in the future, and like mirror magic. Mirrors originally came from the idea of seeing your reflection in water, and wishing upon a star and things like that. That's all water magic. And air magic. Air is words. And like for air magic, you might use your katana as the corresponding symbol for air magic, because swords cut through air like water does. And it's also the swords or the knives or the corresponding thing in the tarot deck. That suit. So that's what that's all about, each one. So she'll say you can use candles, or you can use that in your altar. You can make an altar depending on what you're trying to do. Different subjects, different needs, all correspond to that. So another sacred book of the Yan Sui is called Earth Power by Scott Cunningham. Ooh, it's a good one. It goes over fire, water, air, and earth magic, and a lot of specific details, like really practical things. Like image magic is part of earth magic, like voodoo dolls or image magic. And air magic, how to call wind. You're in the forest, and how to call wind. And things like that. Just like, just very practical things that you're trying to do, So these videos are useful so you can get used to like all of what that is, and the video I have about before this, The Name of God, where I go over Merlin and teaching his apprentice Arthur. He says it has that wooden box, and you got to have a corresponding tool for each thing. Maybe a candle or an incense burner for fire, maybe a chalice for water, maybe a sword or a katana for air, and maybe a coin or something for earth or something. It's all personalizing every bit of it. You can use a traditional thing, or you can just make up your own, or you can just use one that already has that magical power for you, or you can watch a video like these videos after this and listen to another witch talk about things that work for her, and try them out and see if one of those things work for you. So that's how witchcraft, especially a Kabbalistic approach to witchcraft, which not all witches, even some witches don't even know what the Kabbalah is, but they still use tarot cards. The fact of the matter is that the founders of Wicca, and really just everything about witchcraft, the people that the books you're reading and the stuff that you're, like, all the information comes from the Kabbalah, whether you know it or whether you're aware or not. Aleister Crowley was all about the Kabbalah, and therefore his deck, the Thoth deck. It's all the same thing. Astrology, Kabbalah, tarot, witchcraft. It's really all just the same thing. So you can either, and there's other ways to do everything. Everything's personalized. That's how it's different than other religions, and everything is, like a religion is, when a religion is founded, it's basically a witch that's saying that witches are satanic, saying that they're not a witch, but they really are, whether they realize it or not. And then they figure out their personal correspondences and their personal experiences, and they figure out their experience. And then they tell everybody that that's what God says the truth is, and everybody else has to do the same thing and use the same correspondences and everything. So that's why this is confusing, because that's the world that we've for thousands of years lived in. The things I'm telling you now, you get killed if you know it or say it. Death sentence. Everything I just said, death sentence. So we don't know that, like in our DNA and in our past, because we've been denied that. Some people have figured it out, and it's also in our DNA, I suppose, because there's always been witches and shamans, but but so you think that you're like, oh, I'm not into organized religion, because you think and you see that we think witchcraft would be the same type of thing, that it would be someone telling you what you have to believe and what you have to do. But really, witchcraft is different, and the Kabbalah is different than everything else, because it's really a fill in the blank situation. You don't have to worship a certain deity. You can even make up your own deity. You don't have to use a certain symbol for fire. You don't have to do anything. It's all just personalized, and you can just do, like as a witch, I've taken in Rasta and Jesus and Mary, Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, Mary and Jesus, and then looked at the Bible through the witches' spectacles, interpreted it, taken what I need, written the Bible on the table of my heart, and set the Bible down. I look at it every once in a while, but it's really not a very big part. I say it's not a big part, but this world's such a weird world. Actually, the people that say they're close to the Bible tend to be the people the furthest away from it, because they're so elitist, and they think they're right and everyone else is wrong, that they don't admit to their pagan, non-biblical roots and the holidays, the things they do, so that they don't even realize how non-biblical they are most of the time. And when you're doing things for reasons, you accidentally end up being more accurate than them, as far as it's crazy. So anyway, I hope you enjoy these next videos. You hear someone else besides me tell you about the different sides of Jah. So Jah is like the disc with a cross in it. That's the original disc. The original cross is not the long one. That happened after Jesus. We took the story of Jesus and corresponded it to the cross. The original cross is a disc, which is the vagina or the womb of the universe, meaning everything. And then the cross in the middle, meaning we correspond, meaning we connect to everything, meaning we connect to the universe, and those powers within are fire, water, air, and earth. And that's who Jah is, Yahweh. So it's what is Jah? Jah is fire magic, water magic, air magic, earth magic, and all those things. So hope you enjoy these next videos, and this will make sense. When you listen to her, you'll say, well, Angie, how do you even use this information? It's just someone telling you these things you can use for fire magic, but why would I do fire magic, and what does that even mean? So see, that's what that means. It's because it's not the same for everyone. There's no right or wrong answer to that. You just figure it out for yourself, and you just kind of come up with your own system yourself that works for you based on your own experiences and beliefs and perspective.